Hey guys, I'm Captain Foley.
And I'm Trekyards, and don't worry, we're going to stay together as long as possible. As
We're gonna stay
Trekyards.
together. We're gonna stay together for the kids, and that's you guys. You know.
Team Trekyards, the family we've built, the smiling faces that look up on us as you watch our reviews. It just brings a tear to my eye.
And as much as we fight, sometimes it's tolerable enough that we don't want to break up for you guys. So here we are. Anyway, yeah, today we're going to be talking about divorce.
Sort of. Potential.
Sort of, yes. As we've seen in Lower Decks, Captain Freeman is the mom of Mariner, Beckett Mariner.
Yep.
And in the first episode, was it? I think
right at the end.
Yep. We meet her dad, who's an admiral. Can't remember his name. I don't think we got his name. He was just admiral in the credits. So we've speculated that perhaps she's using her dad's last name of Mariner, and maybe that the mom was a Mariner at one point, but there was a divorce, and now she's back to her maiden name of Freeman. Really don't know. I mean, I think somebody calls somebody Sweetie in that exchange in the first episode. But you can have an amicable divorce, is what I'm saying. Some people have that, where they still get along. So anyway, the discussion today is, are Captain Freeman and the Admiral divorced? And is that why there might be some tension between Mariner and her mom? And, what's the situation exactly?
And we are going to find out next week, pretty sure, as all this stuff's going to come to a head.
Yeah, hopefully we'll find out everything. I don't think we will. We'll find out pieces.
Yeah, I mean, enough to answer this question, presumably, because once you start asking, oh, it's your mum, then say, who's your dad, and where, etc. But yes, so that was the big reveal at the end of episode 1, that not only is she the mum, but also the dad's an admiral, which tells you some interesting things about how that dynamic is going to be, especially as the Cerritos is a very, very low-end ship. So as captains go, she's a bottom tier. He is an admiral. He might be bottom tier admiral, but there is a big discrepancy in prestige there, which could cause problems. For example, who was promoted first? Was he a captain? She second in command potentially, and then he got promoted. She took over. These things create interesting questions, and obviously the long distance factor. Admirals tend to be pen pushers that go on special missions. He's going to be at Earth. She is going to be out, and therefore, could you be long distance for 8 months of a year? Etc. Only see each other at certain things. So having a marriage is hard. I mean, we saw with Riker and Troy, they were on the Titan. Like, that was the decision, staying together, etc. etc. So that's all the background. Now, yes, you've got these two names, Mariner and Freeman, which hides the reality in the ship, which could be, I mean, her name could not be Mariner, it could be a middle name, for example, and she just goes by it for the ship, which we don't know, and until revealed, we can't know. So that could be as simple as that. Obviously, no one's who looked at her personal log, as in her personal details, just it should be as simple as that. But if she has got the same name as her dad, okay, fine. Maybe she hasn't, maybe, whatever. And we also talked about, in this last episode, they revealed that at age 8, Mariner realised that her mum started being very against her, mean, disrespectful. Just something changed at age 8, which we theorise that, yes, if Admiral and Captain were maybe Captain, Lieutenant Commander, or even Lieutenant and Lieutenant Commander, they might have had Mariner on a ship. She grew up there, and they pushed her to the academy, and you've got 2 career officer parents that can push you. But when you say 8, that's well before anything Starfleet. So even if she felt like her mum was really treating her poorly at 8, she still joined the academy. So I'm wondering if maybe they lived together, both different assignments. She chose to live with her dad because she gets on with her dad better, and then now her career's tanked by her own almost deliberateness. She then was sort of forced to live with her mum in this ship, and then generates that tension because she chose her dad over her mum almost every other time, but now they're being forced to be together.
Now, the age of 8, just in case you guys might be confused, is brought up in the last episode, Crisis Point, where she says, "You've been hard on me ever since I was 8." Again, a very specific age. Not you were pushed my whole life, or you pushed me, whatever. So I can actually see her joining Starfleet to take that burden off. Like, her mom has always been pushing her. She's like, fine, I'll join the academy. maybe that'll get you off my back. And then she kept, expecting more and more and more of her. And that's eventually why she's just like, screw it. I didn't even want to join Starfleet, but I did it because my mom pushed me all the time. I mean, there's a lot of richness that could be involved with this as far as character development goes. So was she forced into Starfleet because she did feel like it would shut her mom up?
Or make them proud and therefore help the family?
Yeah, exactly. And we kind of speculated from the beginning that because her dad's an admiral and her mom's a captain, meaning he was a captain not that long ago, probably when she was younger, that because they were on that track, that command track, they wanted to push her and make her the best person she could be.
She'd be the next captain of their family.
Yeah, well, exactly.
I mean, it's pretty rare to have two captains as parents. That's, I mean, that's pretty... Wow. Has it ever happened?
Yeah.
Don't think so, actually.
I don't know. But there's a lot of evidence here based, just the different last name. It could obviously be because they're serving on the same ship. You don't want people asking questions if that's the case. Did the mom just assume her maiden name again or did she not take on the dad's name? Sylvia and I are married. Sylvia doesn't go by Sylvia Foley. She still goes by
parents
Sylvia
as well.
And her last name.
Yeah.
So it's not always something that's necessary. So again, we're just speculating here as to what the situation is. And I think a divorce is a viable option, especially considering the age of 8. And that's when the mom started being hard on her. Is it something that happened? Does she feel like Mariner's responsible for the divorce? Or because a lot of times parents, like a divorce, do sometimes take it out on the kids or use the kids as pawns, and it's sad, but it's true. So,
but that's going to one of the extremes. I mean, divorce is right at the edge. We have no evidence for any of this beyond the circumstantial. That's why it's an interesting debate. Because the way they were talking at the first episode was certainly polite enough, and he did call her a pet name. Didn't say I love you or anything specific, but they were clearly not enemies. They were clearly not aggressive. But I mean, a lot of parents stay friends for their kids, and if it's been, Mariner's clearly not in her 20s, even though it's implied she is early, and then implied she's not. So she's in her 30s, so she's been in stuff for over 10 years or around 10 years. So this is, this has been a long time. But the way they, first episode, it's like, well, this is your last chance. And the mum's like, get her off my ship, and he's like, yeah, there's nowhere else. So this is the absolute last shot. So I can imagine, like I said, that maybe she went to the dad's office first, worked with him, etc. Maybe even he was a captain until 5 years ago. Mariner was on his ship when she was, because she was a higher rank earlier in her career, and then she's been demoted. So I could see her really doing well with the dad, and then something shifting, and then...
Or him getting promoted, and her needing to change ships for some reason.
Or go back to Earth, and now she's not doing anything she wants to do, and maybe, she can't deal with being planet-side, etc. You said in that sense she never wanted to be on her mum's ship, and therefore, by that same token, the mum doesn't want her on her ship either. So they've certainly got the less good relationship. So I would bet that the dad is a better relationship. That's the, that's the key one. But he obviously can't take on, whatever. And then I'm assuming maybe like it was known that she was the daughter of the admiral, and then that also led to some problems. I mean, even with, Paris, Tom Paris and Admiral Paris, I think something's pretty good at not being like, well, you're the admiral's son, daughter, therefore this, and this. But I mean, any situation might occur, and so they might have said, right, your last chance. We can't have biased by knowing you've got this connection. It will change how you run here. Do it on your own or not at all. Prove your last chance. So we'll use a maiden name, whatever, and be the single officer without that connection as your last chance. And as she says while she's fighting herself, without this ship, you'd be out of Starfleet. So, and obviously she's got better as a character. She is trying harder in general. She's evolving, which is great. So I'm certainly inclined more to think that, they didn't divorce. They just are on different ships. But at the end of the day, Starfleet is your life potentially more than your family, because you've got a son, daughter, but you've also got, say, 300 to 800 to 1,000 people looking after you. And if you're close to the crew, that's a lot of people that you're responsible for. So it's a whole different dynamic. I was going to find out about this next week, some of it anyway. We certainly surprised we haven't seen the Admiral again. But it was clear that that sting at the end to make us, to realize that this isn't a episodic end of story. It's an episodic with a knowledgeable overarching arc, which gives it both the modern and the classic Trek tropes, which in modern storytelling kind of need that extra bit of something to go with. Yeah.
Yeah, and the whole debate's been going on ever since Lower Decks started. Like, why is she still in Starfleet? She would be thrown out of Starfleet so fast, and it's always because she's still on her mom's ship. And I think she still wants to be an ensign at least. That's kind of come across, that she just wants to be the best ensign she can be. She doesn't want to be pushed to become something more and have more responsibility. So there's a lot of story here that needs to be told still. I don't think we're going to get all the answers in the next episode, but hopefully the acknowledgement of her dad and things like that will be in there. So we figured this was a good topic to talk about, and leading up to that, and see, we can look back later and go, wow, were we dumb? There was no divorce. There was nothing. There's no indication they were even married. You can have a kid without being married, especially, in the future. Who knows, right? So lots of situations there. So anyway, guys, put down in the comment section your thoughts on this matter. Do you think that they're divorced? Why does she have a different last name than her mom? There's lots of different explanations and reasons, and we'd love to hear your thoughts on it, because it is a discussion worth having, which we like to do here on Trekyards. That's why we have our lives every week and things. So if you want to make sure you catch those, make sure you're subscribed, click the notification bell icon to all, and before you do that, just click the like on the video. Helps us out, helps out the algorithm,
Simple
and we'd
steps.
appreciate it.
I mean, simple, guys, please do. If you want to be more direct, though, we do require financial support to keep us going. YouTube is a fickle mistress, but you guys have raised your bar to allow us to keep going, because all content's free. But if you can put in $5 a month, it's not a lot. It isn't. But if 50 of you, 100 of you, 200 of you put 5, it mounts up very, very quickly and allows us to do what we do. Thanks in advance. But some the ways to do that are Patreon, join the channel on YouTube, which is a great way. There's a button. You'll find it. It's easy. Patreon, or so that PayPal, because there's 2 P's. PayPal is trekyards@hotmail.com. That is a PayPal. Just whatever you think is cool. Appreciate it. And then on our lives, if you want direct communication, which we obviously encourage because we love that interaction, you can super chat while on our live, any of our lives with just you, Stuart, or both of us together. Say hi. It can be on topic, off topic, and often if it's on topic and a really ooh, we can have a debate about, just like this, about it for quite a lot of minutes. And you often see things we don't. And there's always we love that. We love that.
Yeah. And he did mention joining the channel, which is great. But, you could become an admiral. You could become like Mariner's dad. And, your wife can also become a member of the channel, become the rank of captain. Because we got different ranks when you join. So you can be an admiral and captain just like Mariner's parents.
Can their child then become an ensign? Is there an ensign rank?
There isn't.
Okay.
You can be a commander, though, which is the same thing as an ensign. Just as useless.
Well, it's hard to become a commander. Jesus.
Oh, sorry. Anyway, guys, that's it for now. See, we fight and we stay together for you guys. So
don't worry.
Until next time.
I'm not gonna. I've resisted this long. I can resist longer. Don't worry.
So until next time, he's Mrs. Foley. And here comes that divorce.
Bye, guys.